Hello, welcome back to Slay the Princess. We are currently just at the continuing point where we left off, so we shall begin. So, last time we just immediately killed the princess. I would like to pretend now.
That's the spirit.
Pretend that we're gonna kill the princess, and I want to try to team up with her, see if that route is different.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and we're not going to go through. Ignore him.
I think we can skip the dialogue because
The interior of the cabin is almost. The blade is your.
Yeah, this is the exact same. So, I guess I'm gonna trust her, so I'll just enter.
The door to the basement creep. Her voice soft.
Hello?
Don't let.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me?
I see.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Oh, that's cute. She thinks we're
You
gonna
walk
save
down
her.
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Sorry if I'm like cutting out audio out of nowhere. It's usually because I'm coughing. We're just coming out of a flu. Little funk.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
Me too.
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Possibly.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
I'll talk a bit, I guess.
Okay.
What's your name, my dear?
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if your Royal Highness is too formal.
Hello, princess.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Sure.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Yeah, well, she is a monster, so.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Nah. I don't know anything about you. You're locked up for a reason. I'm not the first person in a while you've been eating or drinking. I was sent to see the slay you. Apparently it's supposed to be, I can just tell her the truth right up. I'm going to keep you locked away here, at least for a little bit. We can get to know each other, but decide what to do. Sorry. I don't trust you. Go back upstairs. Can't believe that they've been keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here. Examine the change. Okay, well, I feel like I want to talk to her at least a little bit, right? Or just be like,
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
why do you not have an explanation?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
What have you been eating and drinking? Sure.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like how she's
Okay, but
surviving
actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
down there. I'll examine the chains.
Only making this more difficult.
No, we're building trust here. Come on, narrator. Give me some... Like, believe in me, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're making a huge mistake.
I don't know what you mean, man. I'm just trying to... I'm just so lonely.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Mm-hmm.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Doubtful, blah, blah, blah. Do you have any other idea?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Oh.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
That's crazy.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Oh, is this the narrator locking us in?
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
What the fuck? Why?
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine.
Let's save.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Why?
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Oh my god.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
My blade is now bloody. That's pretty interesting.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Right.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
What is she gonna do?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
What the heck?
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
True.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Narrator really hates us.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
That's crazy.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, so now it changes the damsel, huh?
You're on a path in the... You're here to... Are we running away? Seriously? You're just going to turn...
I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. Quietly continue. See that?
Fine. I suppose you
So
just...
he's gonna make us go
that's
back.
strange.
Yeah, it makes us go back, turn around again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? But fine. You turn around...
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy. What's going on?
Whoa,
Where are
what?
we? Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight.
Oh, we got a new person. The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothing. You find yourself in a long quiet once again. Memory returns. There's a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Peelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am your only salvation. And back to chapter 1. I have no idea what's going on.
You're on a path. You're here.
Alright, continue to the cabin.
You make your... Oh, she will...
Proceed. I'll take the blade this time. And on to the
Her
basement.
voice. She said...
And then...
Oh, it's been
Just
so long
checking
since
in.
anyone's come down here.
You walk down the stairs. She's focused on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No.
Then drop the knife.
We should. Don't you dare. It's fine.
Yep, just drop it.
The blade
Thank you. Maybe now we can
against you will
Now
be
we're
fine. Don't know
talking.
what you're hoping to.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Haha.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't...
So if I bring the blade, she seems very unsettled and she's defensive, but when I don't come down with the blade, she's like, oh, I love you so much.
Well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes. She isn't she is.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of.
Supposed to, how long you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers.
Yeah, she's like really.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world. I don't remember much about it, to be honest.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Oh.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
Okay, that made her seem like she trusts me
How
now.
sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
You walk up to the chain. They're large and heavy.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it.
Doubtful. Whoever.
I'll be here.
Someone else.
So then,
You make your way back. Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam, the knife. Pick it up and cut me out.
You won't lie.
so I could slay. I'll save.
Against your better judgment,
Oh.
you cut into the blade is sharp. She
Doesn't
didn't so
care.
much as utter a sound. Free from how is she so composed after?
Thank you. Now let...
No, we won't have it. As the prince. Wait, watch me.
So I'm like, you can't do that. Warn
Stop.
her.
I thought this was a little too...
Your body lunges forward to sink the. Stop it.
So now she's really resistant.
The blade. Move.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the... I'll make this quick.
She steps forward,
Maybe I'll see...
and then she slits your throat with an almost clinical.
Now she's like, oh yeah, I'll just make this quick.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Sorry if I'm like rushing this, but I mean, you kind of get the gist. The only difference is that she is now like not as compassionate towards you.
This is the end. I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and
I
you
hope
die.
it was worth it. Is it gonna go back to the prison? That's interesting.
You're on a path. You're here.
Alright, I'll just proceed to the cabin. I don't really want to do that extra.
Oh,
like,
she-
I'm
Did you just?
questioning.
No, I didn't. Wink.
Oh,
Just
whoops.
ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
My bad.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Yeah, this is definitely a prison.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is... He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as... There isn't a mirror. There is... I think you...
There isn't a mirror. There isn't a mirror. Approach the mirror.
It's real. You reach forward and rub your... But it was there, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take...
Are you sure? What if she...
Yes. Turns it against you. She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world. Okay.
I don't get to say.
Yeah, but not
What's a
about
big
this.
idea?
Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
What the heck? Am I my own person? Oh my gosh.
You do exactly that. Don't worry about it. No, you don't have to. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. Her voice.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Are we not the first? You walk down the
Wow,
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Okay, so now she's completely like a prisoner.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraint? Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
She like knows.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her... You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me? I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
Oh, she's evil.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Inspect the shackle? No. I could just immediately slay her, because, I mean, we already know she's a bad guy in this world, and I think she's aware about our whereabouts, too. She's aware about us being aware of her being a bad guy, so... I think it's just slay.
I am not a damsel to be helplessly murdered.
As you move to strike the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists.
Oh, shit.
In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly.
Drop it, or you die.
I thought this was going to be a safe move, but she's going to kill us. Just listen to her, do what she says. How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you. You steel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you. But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart.
That's crazy.
The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
Oh boy.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
I don't like this.
It was not. That's right. This was an incredible... Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now.
You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises?
It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone.
I feel like the narrator could be the bad guy too.
And especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
Cool.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty.
Oh.
The door. Check the door.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
Oh, Jesus.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward? This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Like hell it is.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No, this is the beginning of eternity. Your reward, like I just told you.
It's kind of a creepy reward.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
My life seems so meaningless in this one. What the heck?
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
Slay yourself? Oh shit.
We still have a blade. Suggesting
yeah.
you kill. But we're not.
Yeah, what he's... You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself?
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want?
I don't have to answer that.
That's all we needed to.
You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be just pure
You
alone.
collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac.
Yeah, we'll see about.
You know, it's a gray. Cool.
You're on a path in the woods. See, that wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place. There are so many more threads to pull once you... That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay? I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine. He's not wrong. Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first. So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed. It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade. And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave. You already slew her, and you survived? Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves. Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward. Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy. We weren't. We were bored. You were bored. I was just unhappy. There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything. How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? The world doesn't stay saved if you die. And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead.
Crazy.
Oh, now isn't that interesting? I assumed she'd just be a pile of old bones. But perhaps she's not. There's only one way to find out. We should go see her.
Yep.
Yes, things are
These are
different. If this
different.
isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Her influence? It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be. And what it... Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse.
Yeah, it's already worse, buddy.
Come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know? No.
No.
Is there a reason it would be raining? If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
Alright, well, let's go to the cabin.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just... don't muck it up this time, all right? What we do is entirely up to us. And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right? You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world.
Yeah, what am I, Scooby-Doo now?
That's what you say. But how can we be sure? We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us. Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world. Why? Because we should. I don't know. It's important.
Really does have a hero's heart.
Is it? Yes. For all we know, the world you're talking about isn't even real. Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else? Maybe we are. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
This cabin's gonna look what?
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure, faintly outlined against... Is that... It's like she isn't even there. See? You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door, it's just that damn mirror again. Yes, the mirror that he can't see. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it. But We had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too? Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement? You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. It's still so hazy. We should try... Yes. Maybe it won't disappear. Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. No way left to go but down.
Enter.
The door to the basement groans open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters. There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner. You receive no... Do you think she's upset with us? She doesn't seem fully there. You aren't. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
That's crazy.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do? She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is. Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
Oh, he locked us in here now again.
You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs.
Oh.
So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
I think the narrator's kind of scared we're breaking the third wall or the fourth wall or whatever kind of wall this is.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't.
Yeah, let's talk to the ghost.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we can do this.
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence.
Oh, is it flooding now?
Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it?
Oh, shit.
It is, and it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel. Bad, I bet. I don't think dying ever feels good. Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
Just for the blade.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps. The door bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall.
Oh, jeez.
You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out.
Oh, we're drowning.
It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this? Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out. Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Oh, God.
You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
Bro, what's wrong with my feet?
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix. And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along. But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs filled with water, the same your mind filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
That's crazy. But your lungs don't fill, nor will they ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back.
Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence. As you reach forward, they're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what is in it. You've grown. It's because I'm bloated now. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete.
Huh.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Interesting. I don't know what to choose. There's a lot of dialogue though, my goodness.
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions.
Yeah, damn, got me.
The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was.
So I can't tell if I'm building here or something.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you. I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Yo, everything goes dark and you die. Jeez, that was loud, dude. Alright, well, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Subscribe if you would like to see more content like this. And we will continue in the next one.